What's up, FCD fans? Today we have a very special guest. He is FC Dallas and Indonesia's number one. It's Maarten Paes. Maarten, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My first question is, have you gotten some rest? Because last week was really crazy for you. Literally tens of thousands of miles of travel, a couple different time zones, and you played on 3 different continents.
Yes.
Been able to get some sleep?
Yeah, to be honest, I think already when I came back, I have to stay disciplined always. The bad part is I always skip a night, but then I come back into the rhythm. So still I'm managing now to keep that, to get that night back, the first night. But it was also after a game, so that's always a tough night. But for the rest, I think, it's been good, getting 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep. This morning I actually woke up and I didn't know where I was. but yeah, that means I was very deep, in a deep sleep, and I recovered well, so that's good.
Can you talk me through your routine for those really long flights where you want to sleep as well? Because I know you've worked with a sleep specialist and whatnot. What's the game plan there?
Yeah, so actually every time where I go, that's where I'm adjusting to. So the flight to Australia, I had a straight flight from DFW to Australia. So the process starts already after the Vancouver game, where I try to stay up as long as possible to get that night already adjusted to the Australian night, and then I stay up until it's night again in Australia in the flight, and then take my supplements. 4 hours before I want to get that night of sleep, I get my big meal, so I don't still am digesting the food, and try to limit my time, my light exposure, stuff like that, and then going to sleep. Then luckily I'm flying in first class or business class. That helps, especially now with Qantas was really well. And then it was 16 hours time difference in Australia, so that was this circadian rhythm was a little bit gone. But we had a game in 1.5 day when I was there, so I was sometimes you just go through the conditions and you just play the best to your ability, and so I did that, and then we had a new coaching staff too, so it was directly full of tactical stuff, digesting tactical stuff and recovering the body from that flight, of course, and then getting ready.
It's a lot of planning for sleep, but let's talk about the reason that you're doing all this. It's for World Cup qualifying. That's what last window was. Tough result against Australia, one of the powerhouses in that region, of course, but a big win against Bahrain. What was that game like?
Yeah, I think the first Australia game, we started off really good. The first 20 minutes, we missed the PK. Matt Ryan had an unbelievable save, and then I had an unbelievable save, and then they called back for a PK that happened on the corner prior. And then, sort of the momentum shifted away, and that's international football. If you shift away your momentum, then it can be gone, especially with the quality that Australia has. And it was we bounced back in the second game in front of 75,000 people. A lot of pressure was on there, but we managed to keep a clean sheet and score 1, and I think we could have scored a couple more. So that was incredible, a good boost. Unlucky that I'm suspended for the next game, probably. We have to see. They're still finding it out.
Appeals, maybe.
Yeah, they're still finding it out if they registered it the correct way. But it's always super incredible experience there, and now. Luckily, we got the dub too with FC Dallas, so that was very important.
It's a good week. You mentioned the 75,000 people and playing in Jakarta. Just what's that environment like? Because we watch on the streams here back home, and it's incredible to see from there. But I can't imagine what it's like playing in front of it.
You never get used to it. Goosebumps all over. First of all, it's always very, very humid there. You can, maybe it's like Houston or Miami, and then it's in the middle of the city. So with those 80,000 people, they suck away all the oxygen in the stadium too, so it's very hard to breathe. And then it's first of all the anthem, which we all sing together very hard, with a lot of passion, and then you already get super excited for the game. And luckily my brother and Luna were there, so they were there to support me, and then I always feel like a blanket of security too if they are there. and then we had a good feeling. First half was was very good. We scored the 1-0, and then second half we had a tough period where like Saturday we had to survive, but then luckily we defended really good.
You hinted at the new coaching staff. That's because Indonesia hired a legend, Patrick Kluivert, Ajax legend, Barcelona as well. What's it like meeting him? What's it like playing for him?
Yeah, first of all, he's a very warm person. Very good. I liked it. I think the first game was really tough to prepare because we only had one day where everyone was there and we almost couldn't train. It was the first time we were together was on the match day -1, and the match day -1 training is always in the stadium, so you can train tactics because then they can see it.
Yeah.
So we almost couldn't really prepare well. So that was a tough game, and then we played really well the first 20 minutes, and of course the result didn't go away, and then towards the second game we had way more time to prepare, and then you saw more of a result from that, and it was just really good. He gave us also a lot of responsibility in the way how we wanted to do stuff, and he just tweaked some minor things where he thought we could have done something better. So that was a cool experience, and also just the start of the of a new era, like we called it FC Dallas.
We've called that a few times. Last question on your international career, and this one is from our Indonesian correspondent, Ilham. Shout out Ilham, great guy. He asked about Emil Aldero, similar to you, a goalkeeper who is a dual national who recently committed to Indonesia. What was it like meeting him, and what's y'all's relationship?
Yeah, Emil's an incredible goalkeeper. He played for really big clubs like Inter Milan, Juventus, Sampdoria. Now he's playing for Palermo on loan from Como. Serie A experience. So for me it was super fun to meet with him, train with him. I think we both have high qualities. A bit different in goalkeeping style, but both have good qualities. We challenge each other, but in a very normal and friendly way, and we just decided it on the pitch. But for me it's like here with Collodi and Antonio. It's like I'm used to be with all the other goalkeepers I used to play with. Either it's national team or I'm not different. I'm a good guy, and I will never. I will rather learn from each other than despise each other. So I think that's the way how I do it. And then it's always the coaches. They decide the goalkeeper they think they're gonna get the best result with. So that's out of my power. So this time he chose for me. Very happy with that. Always an honor to get the caps under your belt, and just got to keep working hard, playing a lot of minutes, and getting good results.
Competition's never a bad thing. Iron sharpens iron and all that.
That's true, and it's only good. And also, like, imagine now I'm suspended, then we have a good replacement there as well. So
fantastic. Well, let's get to the FC Dallas season. We're 6 games in, 2-game winning streak. What are your main takeaways from this year? Because there's been a lot of newness around the club.
Yeah, I think a lot of newness. If you look at the games, we could have maybe won everything, and we could have maybe dropped more points. So it's been. I believe at the end of the road, you always come where you belong, and I think right now we're kind of where we belong. If you look at our games, I think a good example was this Saturday. We had some tough spells, and then we scored 2 times in a quick fashion, and then 2-1 win, and everyone is super excited. Where I think against Chicago we didn't play really bad, but you lose 3-1 and then you feel really bad. Yeah. So there's always like a red line through it, I think, where you just I think we're coming more and more together as a team. We defend better, we attack better. It's becoming more and more like a unit. And there were some games, like if I look at the Colorado game, where we almost didn't give away anything, and then some fluke balls came in. That's me as a goalkeeper, for example. There's always, you get what you get. It's not that I can like go to the game and grab like 5 more saves, because you just get what you get, right? So sometimes those are hard, but then also games like Saturday, when it's a little bit more busy and you can show what you can do, that's great. But you can never search for those moments. But I think as a collective, we grow, and we getting a lot more confident in the abilities that we have, both attacking wise and defensively wise. and I think as a results we're far ahead of what we were last year already. So especially away, which is very important in this league, I think. So.
You mentioned the away form, and it's been a big surprise this season because I think last season won just one game on the road, and even if you go back a few years, it's been a long time since we won multiple games on the road. This year, already 2 wins out of 3 there. What has Eric Quill done to make that happen, really?
Yeah, I think one big thing that we do is actually practice sometimes the last 5 minutes and how to kill a game. I think if you look at the game in Houston, where like the extra time we were getting throw after throw after throw, and we just killed the time. Where last year, sometimes we would take a throw in quick if we were leading with 1 goal difference, and then you give away the game like that. And it's in those small details that we train, where I think we become a lot more mature. And I think that Houston game in the derby, at the first game of the head coach, I think that was a huge boost in our confidence. Hey, we can do this away from home, even coming back from a 1-0 down. So that was amazing. And then the Colorado too, we struggled 2-0 behind, and then we know now we have some individual brilliance with Musa, with Acosta, with Julio, where it can be like this, and the game has changed. So I think we're finding our way to get results also away from home, which is extremely difficult in this league. So that's a huge boost. And now if we can get some more points at home, that would be great too. And then we can go to higher heights.
You talked about Lucha there, and obviously an amazing player in this league, former MVP. What was your first thought when he was signed? And also, I'm curious, do players see like the rumors? Because that one was rumored for a little while. Do you see the rumors? Are you like, it would be awesome if we got this guy? And then what do you think when it was over the line?
Yeah, like I always like to be really involved with Andre, with Leo, with Sandro, with also the head coach, because for me it's not the ego first, it's the team first. So I want the best, most competitive team as possible. So I'm always asking around, like, hey, what are the developments? Of course, very confidential always. But I was already hearing noise that we were looking for a DP number 10, and then I heard Lucha was one of the options, and I thought I trained with him a couple times at the All-Star game, and I already saw his qualities, which was quite sensational. The only thing that was funny, he had some header moments with Benteke, and then I was like, we don't gonna use the headers a lot, but for the rest, it was an incredible player. And if you see some of his goals at Cincy, and when we got him signed, I watched 3 times all his goals for Cincinnati. Same. I think, and just got really excited. And I think especially if you look at his assisting ability, and with Musa, who without even have a lot of service already scored 17 goals last year. I was like, man, if those two can grow together, that will be amazing. And then try to welcome him from the first day. I'm learning to drink mate. We're playing padel together. So I think he's feeling at home here in Dallas right now in Texas. So it's just beginnings, and he's already been from big word for us. But I think that will grow and grow and grow once we got the full stamina together.
I'm glad you mentioned padel, because I do have a question about that. But first, I want to talk about another newcomer, Osaze Urugire, joined from the French second division. Not a ton of hype coming from him, but I think we've seen his performances. He's an incredible player. What have you seen from him playing right in front of you?
Yeah, first of all, incredible human being, and then really hard worker, consistent in his hard work, and then already. I remember the Houston game where he blocked 3 shots with his chest, and that was just something we haven't had here. I think that quality there. And then sometimes we call him Pogba because he even can dribble. I think this game against Kansas also, he had one big dribble, and I was like, man, just throw it into him as a striker.
You should have kept going. I thought he had the space.
I know, and I think both ability, and it's not easy as a right-footed at the left center back. I think that sometimes get underlooked, because every time they press you to your wrong foot, and he still manages to get out every time. So that's remarkable. But then also his defensive abilities are super good. True athlete. And then also with him and our defense, every week we come more and more together, and we know that we can count on each other. We know we can play sometimes a higher line because both our centre backs have really good speed to come back. So those are just minor tweaks that we're building more and more and more on, and become better and better and better.
And Osaze is from Nijmegen as well, your hometown. That's an interesting one, huh?
Yeah, no, it's super interesting. He played for SV Hatert the first couple years, which is almost like the brother club to the amateur club that I played for. So it's super coincidence.
Small world. Right?
Yeah, very small world.
Well, I mentioned earlier paddle, and that's, if anyone doesn't know, that's a sport much like pickleball in some ways, maybe more like tennis. How would you describe paddle?
I think it's tennis, squash, and pickleball in a mingle.
Yeah.
But I think it's the best one out of all of them.
You can hit off the back wall, is that correct?
Yeah, you can hit off all the walls. Luckily we have some courts here in close to the stadium where we play if we have 2 days off, and it's really good recovery workout. Yesterday we played with Ramiro. Ramiro's father joined. Petar, Seba, me, Lucho. So that was super fun, and so now they're joking that I become more and more Latin because I'm drinking mate. We're doing asados and we're playing padel, and those are it's incredible. So I'm a huge fan of padel. I even invested now in a padel facility in Philadelphia, and they're gonna go all over the country. So it's called Ballers. So it's alongside Andre Agassi, so that's really cool.
Oh wow! Nice.
Yeah. Once I go there in the summer, if we have a couple of days off, I will send you some photos.
Please do. Yeah, we've been playing pickleball a lot recently, and it's a good
they
time
also have pickleball courts.
Okay.
So it's
I need to try.
If you're in Philly, come out there.
Out of that group who played, who do you think is the top padel player right now?
Ramiro.
Ramiro? I've heard stories.
Ramiro is really good. He played a lot in the off season. He said to me, but he's I'm playing tennis, which is not good. Because I use a lot of power, and sometimes I can hit it out of the court, and it's very spectacular. But I make too much rookie mistakes, and Ramiro has the good technique, and he's super consistent, and I think he's the best player.
Cool. A couple of just short ones to end off with. Kind of a strange one right here. If you could make a Frankenstein goalkeeper out of the traits of your teammates, which would they be? And I'm talking you take the right foot of one player, the left foot of one player, right hand, left hand, soccer brain. How would you?
And I can only pick one time a player?
Yeah, let's go with that just to spread the love a little bit.
Okay, so let me see what I would take. I will take the calves of Seba. Legit.
Okay.
He has very big calves. But oh no, I can only get 1 feet, right? Oh yeah, okay. So I will take the abs of Seba.
Okay.
The right foot of, who am I taking? Left foot of Marco, I think. The right foot of Shaq, my both fullbacks. And then the upper body of, do I also pick arms?
I think you pick arms. As a goalkeeper,
okay.
Yeah, you got to pick arms. Who do you think can step in net?
So the abs of Seba, then the upper body of Osase, the right bicep of Ibiaga, the left bicep of Petar. And I want to pick a head?
I think, the soccer brain,
and then Lucho soccer brain.
Lucho, there you go. I thought that might be the answer.
Yeah, that's
okay.
An incredible WWE goalkeeper, I think, right there. Tim Wiese. I don't know if you know.
Yeah. He went WWE after his soccer career, right?
Yeah.
Was he Werder Bremen?
Werder Bremen.
Okay.
Yes.
Next one. If there was one rule in soccer that you could change, what would it be?
Probably, I wouldn't like it as much, but I think it's the most fairest effective playing time. So every time the ball goes out, stop the clock. But I have to say, I've seen the college football here, the college soccer here. Don't stop at the buzzer because that's
it's like basketball with the last court shot, but it's a little
just
harder in soccer.
Finish the attack, but effective playing time.
Okay, that's a good one. I thought you might go with the penalty run-ups that we're seeing. The stutter step, stop.
Another rule:
it's getting worse.
if the goalkeeper saves the penalty, no rebound.
I like that one. That one affects you a lot.
A lot better because last year I got 4 penalty saves and all were rebounds. So
okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't make save of the year with.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Last one here. Heading to Atlanta this week. I know you're a big football guy, and that they've obviously got an amazing football stadium that they play in. Yeah. They pack it out too. What will it be like playing there in that stadium? It's the first time we've gone there in 5 years, I believe, and just it's a talented team as well. What can you guys do to get the win?
I think first of all, you want to play in those environments, right? Like I've played last week in 75,000 stadium. That's where you become like football player for, and I think that's what we're gonna have here if the renovations are gonna be done. We have to be a little bit patient for that, and right now we're doing the best we can with the supporters. But yeah, like 40, 50,000 sold out crowds. That's eventually where you play soccer for. So yeah, we're super excited. We already played them in preseason, which was a very, very good fight. And yeah, we showed what we could there. And I know they have a lot of qualities with Almiron, Lobjanice, Latelat, Matthäus Klieg, Brooks Lennon, Brad Guzan in goal, who's always super reliable. So yeah, we know what we can expect. And I think we should just attack the game in very mature fashion. Yeah, just have a good, solid defensively effort, and then look for our chances when we get them. And happy that, for example, Julio's back. I think in terms of verticality, that's amazing. If he starts, that's about for the coach, of course, but like having guys like that, like Leo now, is super important for us, especially if you play away and yeah, they need to attack, and we can sit back and like wait for the spaces to arrive. So yeah, of course, super looking forward to it. Yeah, Mercedes-Benz Stadium looks like an awesome stadium. Turf, which is always different, but we have to get adjusted to. But yeah, looking forward to it a lot. And yeah, let's attack this month with a lot of like nice games. Let's attack it with a lot of good faith.
We'll see if the Road Dogs can do it again. Maarten, thank you so much for your time, man. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.